It's not really a lot of strong engage power, but they have great pick potential off of Ari and Varus, and then the way that they can re-establish in the LPL. He technically had his debut with EDG, if I'm not mistaken, last year. But Monkey has proven to be one of the saving graces for this roster ever since he was brought onto it halfway through Split 1 forms of engage. 369 already roaming to cover this dragon fight.
Looks like Cube's basing. He's got teleport, and he probably has Liandry's in base to have that burn in this engage. Top Esports have started the dragon. Keeper's verdict interrupted.
Yep, and here comes 369 looking for the backline. Knocks up Vampire, but it's First Blood going over to Taeyun. And here comes the Equalizers. Cube now joins the fight. Who's going to get the dragon? Kanavi still secures it. Monkey in the backline trying to do what he can to buy time. He will fall, and the rest of the Top Esports now on the run. Cube flashing forward, turns up the Flame Spitter, and it starts to burn down members. Jackie Love will hold his ground, fires a fourth bullet, but still on the run. Karis, Charm Flash, instant cleanse by Jackie Love. He makes it out, but the piercing arrow finds its mark. Jackie Love falls to the ground, and Kanavi will try to battle this one out. Taeyun not going to be able to survive this one, as the dogs are out today. 3-0-1 for Kanavi. By Kanavi, you know, and his ability to be consistently proactive. I had a lot of questions going into this series, but right now, off to a great start on this Nefiri. He and 369 are going to instantly jump onto an unsuspecting Cube who was just a little too overextended for his welcome.
Yeah, went one wave too far and maybe just taking the path through try up to the river. Not too sure how he ended up there, but he does end up dead for it. And it's these kind of mid-game woes from WE which have led them into having some difficult series and difficult games in the past. Now Jackie in trouble.
Karis waiting, patient. This time finds the charm. There's no flash, there's no cleanse to avoid certain death this time for Jackie Love. And this push, single pick, gives WE a lot of damage onto this tier 1 turret in the mid lane. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough to get the turret outright as 369 teleports in to absorb it. Two-man knockup with the unstoppable onslaught. Chris follows up with the Magnet Storm right onto 3 members, and Kanavi can just knock them out one after another. But Monkey with the Keeper's Verdict will at least save the remaining member of that 3-man squad. But Top Esports to T1 in the semifinals of that World Championship. Kanavi has had to answer for a lot of those questions, and right now he is on a great start to this series. 5-0-2 on the Nefiri will help Cream get another kill for Top Esports.
And that's the second time in as many sequences that Cube has been caught out. One of the reservations that this WE roster had coming into the year was Cube. We saw on the graphic at the start that he had a 16th place finish just last year, and just shade it. And they're not going to be able to trade a tier 1 in the mid lane for it. They've already taken it down. They might be able to get tier 1 top side, but that's also going to be traded for the tier 1 in the mid lane. So overall, or in the bot lane. So overall, this is still Top Esports coming out on top. And we're still at that phase in the game where really WE should be looking to find these advantages, but they're just going to find it so difficult at this
early on, just because the amount of kills, the amount of gold he's been able to acquire for himself so far, nearly 2,000 ahead of Monkey's Poppy. Now, Kanavi might be in trouble, still has the call of the pack. Keeper's Verdict completely dodged. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy for the Nefiri.
Yeah, really good timing from Kanavi there as Monkey now walks into a fully charged Decimating Smash, and also Kanavi is around.
No Hound's Pursuit still for quite some time. However, the CC chain from 369 might be enough. Equalizer will try to turn the fight around. Monkey trying to play around with his health bar. Kanavi just jumps over to the left side of the wall, and now 369 might be in trouble. Forced to flash. Chain of Corruptions tags him, and nice snipe from Taeyun over the wall.
Lovely from Taeyun. This is the reason we've been excited. Procs Blight with his ulti, and then as soon as those Blight stacks charge up, again, getting that percentage HP damage down.
Monkey might be in trouble though. Magnet Storm is going to keep him occupied. Tries to flash away. Hound's Pursuit guarantees the kill. Here comes the bailout, but no chance for a kill to save Monkey's life for a second chance at this one. Dragon still a couple of minutes away.
In this game, at WE, they are really up against it for this first game. Top Esports have been pretty clinical in their approach. They've found really good opportunities to take those trades, and even that first Dragon fight where it was a 3-for-4 found themselves a good advantage as Taeyun here looking to try and take a blue buff away. Will be successful in that venture and will help out on a top tier 1 as well. But I like this from Top Esports, the fact that they're only... But you know that Top are already in the vicinity.
This did happen in the BLG series where Cream was a little too overextended, but Top Esports thankfully got his back this time around. They're already making the pincer move happen. Cream, come on, send it, send it, send it, send it. Go, 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 go. Emperor's Divide, I want to see it. Keeper's Verdict punts on a couple members there. Equalizer tries to split up the fight. Emperor's Divide just pushes them back, and WE now on the retreat. Hound's Pursuit finds the first reset. Kanavi's gonna save it for the second kill. Kaz, call the pack. Gonna look for extra bit of damage, and that's the triple kill for Kanavi. The rest of Top Esports being able to follow up on their junglers, give him the quadra kill as Kanavi is gonna E forward, looking for one more Darkened Dagger. The flash forward, unofficial quadra for Kanavi's Neferi, and an ace for Top Esports.
You do not give this man carries if you can help it, and it's Kanavi with a 10-0 performance in the start of game number 1. That is rocketing Top Esports to a victory. They haven't even taken the tier 1 turret yet in that mid lane, but this game is all range so that he can still contribute to the fight. It's an exceptional performance from Top Esports, knowing exactly how they need to play around the crucial ultimate from Vampire.
Yeah, I mean, my small play-by-play brain was just telling them to send it, and they were way more cautious than I would have been. WE in trouble in their own red quadrant jungle as Vampire is super low. Taeyun, the first one to fall, that just spells disaster and doom and gloom for the side of Team WE. Monkey trying to hold his own, flashing over the wall. The curtain call forth, bullet will not find his mark, but Cream definitely will. Karis at least finds a redemption kill and taking out the bird, but WE still on the run. Karis has one more Spirit Rush charge to play with. Should be able to escape, but there is no jungler to contest the smite from the side of Top Esports, and it's the Baron that they'll take in prize.
Yeah, I like that they're having 2 soul point as well, and we've already highlighted that this is now probably going to be speaks to the dire state of this game. And yeah, they'll take down Cream, but really the large-scale implications are that they just have no chance. And even on live, Vampires just died to Jackulov, so... Yeah.
Yeah. 10,000 gold advantage for Top Esports. Can we get a... Oh! All right. If Kanavi pops off one more time before the end of the game, I'll send it a little bit more once again. Kanavi already getting bold with it, dashing over the wall, threatening WE. He is daring them to step up to defend their own structures, and Kanavi's like, yeah, I'm just built different. I am Timothy Chalamet. He's got 4 items. We already talked about nearly a 6,000 gold advantage individually for Kanavi. I mean, WE, I don't know if they have any chance in killing this dog unless Kanavi is completely blundering it. Karis trying to fish with the Spirit Rush and the Charm already. Okay, Chris goes down. 369 is going to send it with the Unstoppable Onslaught. Maybe it was just a worthy death for the cause of the fight. And here comes Kanavi. First reset, baby. Hound's Pursuit into the fountain will be his first death. Not even close. Oh, Kanavi is going crazy on the Neferi. 14-0-6. That's the performance you want to see from your regular season MVP. Top Esports take game 1.
Back to business as usual. A shock entry to the lower bracket.
Gragas has a way to slow you, to punt you back into the play. So W are now in a situation where they have, the Rise Renekton in early game, which is pretty good, and the Trundle as well.
It's a little limited. You do need the full combos. That isn't the case. Monkey now looking bot side. They're going to put a ward down. Is this going to be the same gang timing? No, Kanavi's found him. Good response. Permafrost comes on through. Monkey now forced to flash. Karis coming on over. Jackie and Chris now looking for an angle. They've got enough engage option to potentially threaten here. Cream with the unbound soul. Flashes for the Q3. Monkey engaged with no flash. And the kill is donated to Jackie Love. Wonderful angle there as they punish the attempted wraparound. I'd kind of be down. Like, the thing is, it would be, there's a flash play happening as Vampire flashes the pulverize. Chris then flashes over the wall away. Taeyun's gone on in, will get body blocked by Kanavi, and now Taeyun's in serious danger as he's flashed as well. Jacking starts to turn this around. WE, what on earth was that decision making? There goes the additional summoner from Taeyun, and Chris survives. Monkey now trading out here with Cream. Kanavi would love to do his blue buff, but WE really, really, really want this play. Karis with the flash could potentially look at this one. Chris also low. Reset from Taeyun. W! He just blind reads it. Early on, now Monkey trying to start up this dragon while Kanavi is resetting. Realm Walk coming on in from Karis to help threaten. Crisp is around, doesn't have a spellbook or anything, so no smite on that. We have seen a little bit about spellbook Rakans and stuff around.
Yes.
Add smites in where we're not expecting it. 369 ults the wave and cube and gets to walk away. Was afraid of a Dominus angle, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Didn't quite go for the Panunu combo. So
Grubs.
Dragon was taken, Grubs started, Kanavi has level 6, but Monkey does too. This is the point where the Trundle obviously gives a lot of problems over towards the Sidrani.
Oh, Vampire! Nearly a nice angle. They still get most of the grubs. The pillar is going to force the flash out of Jackie regardless. In comes the killer instinct. Jackie trying to stay alive as the Guardian proc is Cube. Flash for the slice. The dice to W. And Ruthless Predator brings down the Ezreal. They get 2. WE full send. 369 is TP'd and it really does not want to be there.
If you end up dying to that, after a failed flash pulverize where Vampire completely misses his combo, you're really out of position. He might be able to escape, but still has the ultimate. Combo comes through.
We'll try and get a body slam back. Gets stunned up there with the Ruthless Predator. He can start to cull the Meek as well. Be able to back away
He's
on that
fine.
one.
Yeah, he's fine at that point. Still have the ultimate if you really need to buy some space. But yeah, Jackulov and Kanavi going up, doing a little bit of Safari League of Legends. And we have one item Renex, and top Esports have been giving up a lot of the early objectives. Trying to catch up Karis, actually, and they'll flash away from the Glacial Prison.
Doesn't mean the ult is down, though. And as a result, Dragon will go the way of W. And Monkey, who I've been waxing lyrical about. Long and short of it.
Well, will he? Will he? Question mark.
Got Flash, has got barrier, gets Flash, headbutt, pulverize. Let's try and trade one, trying to stay out of the trample. Don't dodge out of this, but Tayin can still ult if required. So Jackie will just down, bumps the barrier, and dies for it pretty heavily.
Jackulov blows the barrier. It should have just eat out early. I struggled on.
I know Odo and a few of the other LEC analysts were musing on this one, and I think I have to agree at this point. It feels like around the world.
Fighting topside.
Yeah, we'll have to wait on being around the world. As Vampire says, we'll alley-oop you and throw you into a wall. Kanavi going to get healed, trying to turn this one around. On to Karis. Good punish with the Fate Seal. Nice angle to two-shot barrage from down south. Gets a valley, but all the while, Taeyun is getting away with a double. They can't finish the kills.
They didn't have their AD carry. They didn't have any damage at the fight. And
Every time now, we're seeing so many AD carries get melted in mid because they don't actually have the priority they think they do.
Grubs for W make it much easier to take that top lane out of turret. And W very much ahead
He has
in this.
that 1,000 gold up, and that's after Jackie got the first blood. It's kind of been a bit problematic here. Cream now in danger, being jumped on, has got the flash. Maybe he has to burn it. Does also have the ultimate, isn't quite pillared back. Flashes away from Vampire, looking to turn this one around. Does not have the Unbreakable until just now. Karis is exhausted, trying to turn this one around as Monkey trying to back away, unbinds the soul. Cream can still look for that Permafrost. Will think to rebind the soul shortly. Another Permafrost break doesn't go on to Monkey. Can't quite get that last auto off. Whilst that alteration will spot out Taeyun coming up. Vampire now in danger. Flash for the quickness. Vampire also in danger. Charmed up by both. Will get the pulverize in to keep Karis alive. But the flash forward gives Jackie reason to keep getting more. That's another one for him.
Taeyun can't get the executions he wants. Does have flash, ult, and cleanse. Would have loved to get a big fight. He's actually hiding in a brush to see if he can use that power spike. As you were saying, trying to find someone around that top side. Not able to do so, though. Top Esports find a good set of kills. They'll get themselves the Herald as well. 369, though, he might walk up into the trap. Cream's coming with him, though.
Cream's behind, can look to make this one happen. Taeyun will find the Academy rank, can't quite get the kill. 369 still has the ult, won't get to pop, but his Chris is about to fall down as well. Cream tries to find an angle. Flash from Taeyun gets him over the Fate Seal. Cream too close, and now he's in danger. Doesn't have the flash, doesn't have the ult. Jackie trying to trade up from the other side of it. The bait works out masterfully for the side of WE.
Top Esports just never see it coming. The smoke and mirrors works out. 14 they're planning something. I wonder whether Top Esports, just because it's WE, don't respect it as much. Fantastic flash from Taeyun. Fantastic flash. That is just top draw montage stuff. Fight around the dragon.
Yeah, that's going to be the next point of call for sure. So point for WE. Cream off on that side. Love to find an angle. Again, he's on his Yonate, the champion. I think he is, he noted, most iconic on Taeyun right now. Got to be target number one. In comes the True Shot Barrage. The cask is pretty solid. Will block it up. They got Taeyun with the Fate Seal coming across now at the end of it all as well. Down back goes Cream, binding the soul once more. 369 in danger, not that tanky. He'll keep him alive. In comes the Realm Wall. Trying to find another angle as Cream, even with that Spirit Cleave, is in danger. Jackie, though, untouched, doing a lot of value. Crisp trying to wait out that grand entrance timer. Jackie in a 1v2 in his room, prisoned, and is swiftly caught by the long arm of Trundle's Law.
Chris dies on the other side, and Cream can't do enough. Objective bounties are available for Top Esports, and they'll take one there. Important to get some gold back on the board. Remember, they were 5,000 gold behind, I think, at peak, and of course, most of that is on the top side of the map, actually. No objectives up right now. Kanavi, well, we'll spot the 4-man. Okay, I said that the after card is up. That's the one. Kanavi spots out the rest of the team with the help of Jackulov's.
Well, what about
drink
Aftercard?
well, those things we shall have to learn about. Jackalov does manage to get a good chunk across Atakan there. This is the kind of point in the game where W might throw things, by the way. 369 is going to teleport back in. It's getting leashed. Remember, they end up getting shredded by the Atakan. Cream caught out in the carries 1v2, though.
Going to find the Fate Seal, can't quite do it. Good sidestep from Karis. There's a backflyer onto Vampire with the Glacial Prison. Doesn't really get all that much value. They're using the Battle Herald. In goes 369, try and find an angle and flashes away. In goes Cube and Tayu, though! And Jackie trying to stay alive, running away as best he can as Chris does his best to keep his AD carry in one piece. And of course, Cube has none of it. Cubes have been to little squares for the salads.
Cream walks into both carries and completely messes his combo. Then Jackalov walks into flash range of the Renekton and immediately dies. The carries of top esports without any summoners on that Ezreal. Monkey gonna get a good pillar and can start the Sejuani Hugh. That is very bad.
Has no flash either. Has got an ignite courtesy of Spellbook. That's about it. Throws out a Glacial Prison, but it's onto an Alistair who just presses R and cares not. Creed does find an angle in the back. There's really Root Prison. Tayu in danger. Will go down. Important pickoff. They'll lose 369 as well, though. Chris needs to run away to have another battle dance to work with. Jackie looking to get some shots down here. It's a 3v4, and Crisp is bounce housed around and goes down as well. Bird for dinner. Jackie trying to arcane shift away, but to what end? He's stuck under a tower that means absolutely nothing at all. The Root Prison ensures that Monkey gets to jump him on down. Cream headbutted back into the team, flashes over the wall, tries to get some more healing, can't quite bring down the Alistair. A Monkey secures the ace.
WE's jungle support are let into the game by mistakes from Cream and Jackalov across the early game.
We could ask for more in this game.
I don't know, a latte.
I bought you one this morning. None of this side.
Well, that's not WE. Sam Cream put on the top side. Once again going in. But again, Monkey and Vampire are too tanky for them to deal with.
Cream finally gets the emotional but ults away. Oh god, Kurinavi will also get subjugated. And the Queen of the North, one of the prospective ones anyway, meets the Trundle King instead. As in they come with the Realm Warp. And Karis gets a double at the end of it, a triple. I apologize, I wasn't familiar with your game, as he spell fluxes and brings down another couple.
Very clean snowball from Team WE. I really enjoyed watching them play around the Trundle Alistair front line, which is far outclassed top esports on the other side. And it'll be a very quick victory to them. FPX took a 27-minute victory versus top esports in their first round matchup. Team WE take a 26-minute victory instead.
How far can...
Tristana the Brawn love that too, because you have to dive into the Buster Shot and stuff like that. Tristana, so you lock in the Smolder because it is follow-up with the ultimate over the top of the team fight. So if you land a Leona,
a bit of a trade there, but not too much happening. It's allowed us to do some musing on things that are not League of Legends related.
Yeah. Gabby and Chas and W can win this. Yes, they can. They can. Early game would have to be where they'd like to get that advantage. Are they going to be 369 just teleport up towards top side? Might be dragging an out for Thor 369.
Oh, it's X-Marks the spot. There's walls everywhere. It kind of prevents Karis from getting in the angle he necessarily wants, but still gets a big kill at the back end of it as the Brawn goes down into the back end with the better side burst, doing so much damage onto Jackie, who gets over the wall and might just survive, but they need to leave Cream out to dry. So he went looking to see whether someone was inelegant in their back spots, but WE don't get the dragon, but do get 2 kills.
Some random cells were available there. Pantheon coming in. Where's that going? There's no flash in mid lane. Chris is here, though.
Chris is here. Seismic Shove away prevents the abduction from landing, but I still think that's a very dead Cream who just can't get far enough away. The heal was used there, and it just wasn't enough. Chris was on the right timer, but couldn't keep them alive. Nothing. Just wasn't quite, despite a good Seismic Shove.
I mean, so... This is where, again, I see that logic, but then my response is, you think it's safe. You should know better as a pro player. You should know better. You are amongst some of the very best players in the world. You are a flashless Talia against a global which can come into your lane with plenty of follow. You cannot give these openings. That is how you lose games like this. As a player, as a champion, a reigning champion of the LPL, that is not good enough. Scream still has no flash. At least there's no... I mean, Monkey has flash. You have no flash, Cream!
And no vision. He just goes down.
And so, again, some people might say, but surely you just think you're safe. You are not safe, and you have to know better than that. Cream and Jackalov, over the last couple of games, this time it is really just Cream, not calling out Jackalov for this game, but Cream, no flash in the mid lane. I know the way...
I was just about to call it out before Vampire moved the wall, but they had control walls on both sides of the lane. They had wards deep in the jungle. Cream could see nothing. There was nothing to be done there. He had nowhere to roam. Vampire will face check the Shins out, teleporting in on this one. In comes the Weavers. Well, maybe Vampire is a bit deep. Wonderful crescent guard. Now the back end of the player script is coming in, trying to find an angle. Good knockup. 369 on the back end of the Dark and Blaze flying. Karis, stolen crescent guard, stays alive, misses the abduction. Jackie looking to get some value down into 1-for-1 right now, if I've done my maths correctly. In the public execution of the stall, a Silas waiting. Kanavi's not going to crescent guard anymore, and Karis gets another. 369 in danger. Cube begins to Drake Count step forward, had the repudiation running. Where the hell does Aatrox begin to run? Cream also
Well, 369 is going to die here as well, most likely. Just use his Q. Will make it out alive. WE pulling the trigger so effectively, but Top Esports, they have not done. Top Esports don't have to buy into this. They could wait until they have, you know, an item. This point in the game again. And if they were fighting now on even gold, if your opponent Cream doesn't have flash, once again caught out by the vision game, WE pulling the trigger so effectively. Wonderful play there from Vampire, setting up vision and getting multiple kills onto Cream, who's now 1 and 4. Cream's had an awful...
Well, they're happy enough with that, looking to potentially set up another lane gank here that Cream has just not been able to respond to it. It does feel like Cream has been left to the wolves in terms of the vision, but has fallen prey to them as well.
Yeah, this is the thing, right? Like, yes, at a certain point...
Flank angle, but is off vision for now. Attacks that wall will now be a spotted person. Taeyu comes on through the lesser spotted Cream. Sounds awful. I never want to eat that Cream, all while in open picture. Cube wants to take that turret, and they will be asked to do so. Mid lane turret will be traded. That is a win for Top Esports.
It is. They'll lose the top lane out of turrets. It's 1-for-1. Dragon now potentially started. Flash is back up for WE, importantly. Yes, they are there for Top Esports as well. First item hit for Top Esports. No Seraphs for Cream, which makes it a lot safer for him to play out these fights. WE, they'll need to engage down the front and center. Teleport in from Cube somewhere. Where's it going into?
Garrus on the flank, looking for an angle. Vampire on the backside onto Kanavi, makes it a threat. Dragon secured by Monkey. In they go the back end with a perfect execution. Make that a public one. I keep getting those two confused, but the fight is anything but that. As 369 does get the reset. Important kill onto Karras. He's beginning to heal his way on the anti-melee. What we said about the Aatrox. He's got the triple. He'll make it a full quadra before the Tristana picks up 1 or 2 more.
It says so much. Sorry, it's just I've seen it proper way too many times. That's card now available. 369. You know, very, very happy with this 2 items. Like we were saying, WE. They might be able to fight around they need to find a way to stop down they need to stop this Aatrox. This is a problem.
So comes on through. The Infernal Chance don't quite land. Actually, 369. Oh my god. Passive healing with Southern Sky is actually ridiculous. TT behind Karras looking for a steal or something valuable. Hijacks the Brawler. Glacial Fisher comes on down. They blow up the Tristana. Big moment. They've got the bot lane in its entirety. Karras still healing on everyone with the Rough Maker on the 369. Doing a lot of work. Who doesn't have the World Ender. Kanavi in the back end of it all can't get more than just the one. I was immediately going to say he wouldn't get anyone, but Cube also gets an additional member and 4 members down aside from 369. They can turn to Atakan.
369, huge mistake. Pops his ultimate too early and doesn't get value out of it. WE.
Esports 1 left with Karras being dead at the beginning or in the middle of that fight. 369 himself ult up and available.
Yeah, vision control good for WE. Blue Trinket will spot them out. Flash up for 369, flash down for Karras. The most powerful members of each other's teams. Slightly different resources available. Vampire walk up. He doesn't have flash in there. Walk in Jackal. Here comes the... Whoa, they're way too early.
Vampire is eviscerated. Jackie gets to stand and deliver. He had the flash. He's still got the rocket jump. They're doing so much work. Cube doing his best to try and get something back at the end of it all. Karras does land a decent abduct there. Taeyun's still alive, trying to find some value. The stopwatch comes on through. Taeyun can't flash far enough away. At 369, the flash you called out brings him on top of the little dragon's head.
The engage from Monkey and Vampire is just not it. There's no follow-up in range, and Top Esports collapse quicker. That was a fight which WE, again, could have really used to get ahead in this game, and started. WE fight may be forced. Monkey has an ult, has a flash. 369 is not here. He's teleporting in now. WE will have to find a way through it, potentially looking for the Baron steal.
I'll find that attempt, won't quite do it. Braum secures it. Right there from Top Esports, backing away 2 minutes.
Maybe finding a mid lane, opening towards the mid lane. Turret going to go towards, but have they overextended now?
Because Wall comes on down. Goes to make shove onto Cube. He's got a decent amount of shield. The Fisher comes on through. That's very deep from Vampire. Overcome Mom! And it won't matter a damn bit as the Leona is dead to rights. Monkey trying to do some work back in the can't just do it. It's just too much CC at this point. Tristana resets again. Taeyun goes down. And they manage to get a full-on set of kills over towards Draculove and 369. A full house for the AD carry in top lane.
WE lose the Baron, can't find the fight afterwards, and Top Esports, despite a rocky early game, which they misjudged so many fights, despite Cream really struggling to find his place in the early game, the composition comes alive, and WE cannot play 4 melees versus this comp.
That's some huge value. The inhibitor will go down. 1 minute until Ocean Dragon. Back now. fall down. Not really any contest available, and understandable. It's only soul point, I suppose. So WE, that's a minor silver lining. I call it a tin one, really. It looks a vaguely silver color.
Karis's life very difficult. Because he's just trying to take out Jackalope, and they have to take him out twice. The time bought by the GA means that it's likely that someone else can apply Brawn passive, get the stun onto him, Jackalope jump away. You can try to look for it. It's hard to make this work. Cream not in range of ult just yet.
No, we're gonna try and find an angle. They go with the public execution, trying to find some value. Vampire goes down. I don't blame them looking, but it's just not enough. Monkey's dead as well, and everyone else is just about untouched. Jackie in danger from Cube, as backing away as the GA will likely be popped. 369 looking at Taeyun and finds that massive empowered auto. Back out of GA they go. Jackie gets the buster shot away, and Cube is once again left as a square.
And everyone gets that chance for a multi-kill. A triple to 369, a triple to Jackalope, and a quadra to Kanavi on the shins out to end things out. WE, a valiant attempt in the early game. By far the better team when it came to the early picks. For top esports, we'll bring it to 2-1.
It was looking pretty dire there at points. Cream found himself getting mashed in lane. This Hylas was off to the races. It was looking in some ways over, and then 369.
Yeah. So, this is a very kind of... This composition in Team WE has been around for yonks at this point. This is more like a 2022, 2021 draft, I'd say. It's sometimes... Center Tom Kench is a lot more aggressive than he used to be. Navi has red buff, has level 5. Monkey doesn't have flash still, and the recalls just came through.
Chris will scan that one out. Monkey's going to flag drag away, and Kanavi I'm going to stick on that dragon, but we'll just look to try and threaten over the raptors. We all know what E stands for. It's eviscerate enemy poultry. That's what you need to watch out. Always an acronym. In comes the abyssal dive. Looking for that one. Watch out, Ethan's gullible. Why does Monkey get the flag and drag out to safety, but loses the majority of his health bar to the blooming blow.
Now that means that his raptors are under threat. Taeyun and Vampire must go protect this. Now Vampire will try and flash over. Does land the hook, but there's a Guardian.
Valkyrie's good value on Kanavi. Now needs to start backing away. Burn his own flash. Trying to trade that one out. The shockwave deletes the Lilia though. And now Crisp is in danger. Misses the tongue lash. And Carrot with that level 6 turns it all around.
Cream needed to come over. Cream makes a mistake. He's had a poor series. If Cream is there, I think you can take the play even with the levels down. Yeah, good hooks from Vampire. I mean, I actually don't like these hooks that much. Now, the one that blows the flash I do, but otherwise it's just giving souls over towards Jacqueline, and I don't like that. Gotta get value out of this stuff.
Jackie walks over and autos the dragon a little bit, helps the side of Kanavi get that dragon. Will not, though, be able to stick around for the souls from the dragon because he needs to clear up that wave, and that will be a little bit too much to lose.
So there's the 2 soul spawns from that dragon.
Pick that one up pretty happily. Don't think it'll be a stick around for the Krugs. Be a bit far with Monkey having shown on the mid lane wave. Aurora has got the rough of a shove down here, but I'm looking now at Q potentially. Lilting Lullaby. Bellow's Breath will force a flash, but now Kanavi in danger himself. In comes the call of the Forge God. Sidesteps it for the flag and drag after, but thinks in danger. But they've got a Dawning Shadow. It's all been a bait! They're both gonna die!
They buy into a 2v2, and they are not prepared for Kanavi Lilia. 369 dies on the other side of the map. That's good gold for Team WE on that side as they take some plates. Not sure, actually. And 369 not able to come to it. They're threatening it. Vampire can look for a hook here. Not sure Chris in a great position. Not a great hook from Vampire, though.
Just embrace lands, but he will be surviving for another hug. It was a bit of a lie, that.
Still on cooldown. Vampire flashing for the knock.
Gets multiple members and Chris goes down. That was a clean combo. Into the depth charge with the command protect to bring the shockwave on top of Jacqueline. 369 now turns it up and they murder 2 back. Looking for the call of the Force God though. Is Monkey now getting to damage and Taeyun free firing with the Gatling gun, with the fast bombs. Kanavi now speeding himself up. Hop away from Cream, avoids the searing charge of the wall. It's a 3 for 3.
3 for 3 as Chris went down before that play. God damn, 369 came in with an absolute nuke in the back end of that fight. It was one of those things where, like, the flashy engages are obviously a specialty of Team WE, but the execution and sometimes the overall strategy of it, sometimes a little bit awry. Try to stop them getting cleanly back towards mid lane, give them the Herald, but then take side lanes instead. 369 on bot side will be able to take some damage there. Might be able to look for something here, Chris.
Oh, that's a good dredge.
Teleport.
They're going to try and get behind. Jack needs to back away. Can maybe look for a Dawning Shadow to keep people like Monkey in danger. Tries to flag a drag, goes golden briefly. They're going to try and run away. Is the Aurora, but gets knocked up on her retreat into the massive shockwave, and the Force Bomb brings down 2. Jungle mid is down. It's a triple to Taeyun.
Top Esports are trying to play around this Tom Kench as though he's a tank, and they fail. Crisp, 0-3, and fail flashes in the play. The Tom Kench could have been any other champion in the game at this point, and I think Top Esports would be happier with it. Crisp having a good old happy game.
How did Monkey get out there? Did I see him use the Battle Herald? I need to check again. Either way, Jackie backs away, can't really be involved in the play once the teleport comes on through, and they can't turn it around on the other side of the fight. Yeah. Cube gets another turret. They already got feats of strength off the Herald. That's about as great a sequence as you could ask for WE.
And you compare the bottom river fight we saw.
Susceptible to the burst.
Yeah, and now suddenly, you know, with all of these kills coming through, Taeyun is so powerful. And you know, you really need now some great poke to land. I don't think WE will give the time for Top Esports for them to get a multiple shot blast kind of standoff. Chris being so weak as well means that there's no front line for Top Esports. There is zero front line. This has always been the problem of Tom Kench. If you start, hang on a second, 369 might get caught. Spots like cannot be walking into the full team.
Get just flag tracked and deleted. Karras picks that one up, and Crisp now in danger as well. I think we are looking that we're going to 5 here in short order. The Abyssal Dive is swiftly into concrete.
Crisp is just insing his ass off. This 369, 2,000 gold ahead, but the game's not been about him. He's about to get towards his Muramana. Maybe he can assassinate someone in the backline in a good enough fight, but I feel like it's again,
Second dragon to WE. Continuing to get some value here. The command dissonance starting to strike a little bit harder. That tier 2 will fall as Taeyun is 6-0-5, the richest man of the game. 3.2k ahead of Asena. That is a rough place to be, and we've seen a lot of Corkies be kind of just, I don't know, ride-alongs in games, ride-alongs in drafts. This game, Taeyun is the MVP so far in terms of damage at the very least. He is the ace.
He's been doing so much. He's been doing so much work. Karras, though, you know, his shockwave's also been very threatening. Dragon now taken. Top Esports, because they're so far behind in the support role as well, can't even walk up and ward. This Tom Kench, this is why we don't see Tom Kench anymore, folks. Very hard to play it from behind. Always was in the last meta as well. Atakan taken. Cream trying to do some damage to Cube. Gets some damage done, actually. Might be able to force the flash out here.
And they get about some value here. Cube potentially in danger. Shock blast just wide. Atakan going down, but Monkey already at half HP. Maybe they've got an angle in terms of call the Forge God. The Devour used to keep one alive. But cannot be flashed on for the lulting lullaby. It's exceptional when he dies doing it. Can't get the follow-up. I appreciate the attempt, but Taeyun takes his life all the way down. They're still alive. How on earth Cream can't get close enough? And 369 is warded away by Monkey. No one, and I mean no one from WE dies.
Top Esports can't come back against the vision control, against the engage advantage from Team WE.
There's so much going their way right now. They've just got the graded Immortal Shield Bow on the Corki to make sure they aren't dying anytime soon.
So worth noting that the shield bow doesn't give you extra HP or anything like that. So the upgraded shield bow only gives you extra, I think it's extra AD, I think is all it gives you in terms of the stats.
369 being jumped on here. He could potentially be afraid of that volcanic rupture. He's eating a lot of damage, and 369's about the gold lead right now. He's not winning this 1v1 in the slightest. Beginning to try and turn around, but is knocked out by the second volcanic rupture, and 369 needs to run away. Can't even get the turret, and Cube just solo kills him. It's all falling apart now. Game 5 is on the horizon. I can hear the song warming up. We all know what it's talking about. Someone is coming away scraped a little more than silver.
WE have not been a top 4 team since 2021, where they made a round 1 playoffs run right the way through to the regional finals. They had so many games in that 21 summer. They sadly lost out on world participation, ending up 3rd in regionals without roster. But it's been a long time since WE could call themselves a top team. It's been a long, and in this split as well, I was a doubter. Unreservedly so. This team looked very poor at the start of the split, but they have leveled up. They've found comfort. Their players of misfits and players which have been booted from other teams have been doing so well in this new home. And Top Esports, a team which got humiliated, embarrassed at first stand, and now getting held to account regionally. This Tom Kench could have been any other champion. I would have preferred Karma. They hovered that just to win lane. I would have preferred Set if you wanted to be like that engaging champion. We'll get a Devour that. Okay, cool. Well, it's not helping you win the team fight though, is it?
Chris flashes away from his team, but to what end? Where are you going? We'll get staggering blows. So Carter Abyssal dive away, and Cream lucky to get out there. He's not exactly had a great game either, has he, on the Aurora? Started off in lane in a rough spot. Hasn't gone much better from there. He's picked up a few kills here and there, but has struggled to get value as this game has gone on. The Nexus turrets under siege. WE threatening it. The Forge God is once again called up. Have we got a moment to talk about your car insurance? Maybe your goat insurance. Maybe that's what he's more interested in. Trying to force something more. 369 flashes out as Kanavi goes golden, but I think he might be thinking more about silver here. The scrapes are summoning. We're getting ready for that to be an option. WE will not continue their shove quite yet. Won't look to end the game. They've done enough. They turn around now. Monkey perhaps seeing a re-engage angle. A good weirding. Does damage back though. Flashes. And the Doughfold Hex will kill him up. Cube goes Searing charging on in. Cream trying to get more value. Karras burning with the Leandris. Taeyun also low. And they will get some more. Cube now in danger. Reminder, Baron has just spawned. Don't think they can look to rush
no, they
even
can't.
With the man advantage.
They can't. With Kanavi dying, I mean, I called it earlier. It's like, well, he only has... Vampire has 1 champion left, and that's the Nautilus. Surely they don't give him that. They did, and he's helped Taeyun get to 10, 1, and 9. Magi's on to Karras now as well. WE They have more than enough damage. So much damage. Dragon's going to go over towards WE. Toppies will at least buy themselves some time to farm, but feels like it is way too little, way too late. Not really sure WE will be handing that amount of gold in the form of shutdowns again. Vampire doesn't have flash just yet to force a fight. Baron is up and available, and Toppy Esports do kind of want to walk towards that. Karras might just be able to shockwave Chris, but he will die.
Flash over, he's on the blast cone, goes up and down, doesn't really go that much further. Looking for him now into the Cataclysm he goes. Call of the Forge God comes right across, but the Dawning Shadow is pretty good. Monkey now in dangerous. Cream on the back end, tries to get something, will go down surely. Monkey stays alive again. Just about that triumph coming through at the back end of it all. Keeps him above Leandri's execute threat.
Worth noting, by the way, we are at 27 minutes, and Jekyll still capped at only 80 stacks. He's really been struggling. Navi, Zhonya's, he will die to a Q double after, though.
Well, gets devoured, stays alive. That's important. Needs to go and starts be terrifying, especially if he can land a good combo. And we see Monkey now was very close to it. That TP is a little bit deep. 369 has come on in. He gets depth charge. My voice goes up like the octaves, and down goes Kanavi, and they will be ending now.
That teleport sucked. 369. Yeah, put down to the 3 part of that name. WE, I think with those 2 kills, will clearly end the game now.
Flash on for Taeyun, forces to flash, and Jackie avoids the rocket afterwards. Cream here, but in a 3v5, they must hold the line. But WE's story will continue. They'll queue up the Silver Scrapes trap, but I wonder whether it should be Moana instead. How far will they go? The horizon before them. They might just fail the end again. Please, guys, not let the health bars like this. I have to call lines. You can't be doing it. They will finally bring down Cream. Jackie and Crisp holding on. The health bar's low. Nexus turrets under siege. The threat sign lands. And the last remaining defender goes down. He'll take Vampire with him. But we are going to 5.
Top Esports see their
Is this the counter pick? He just lost the 1v1 in pretty ignominious fashion. Didn't get the reset off. Didn't have anything resembling a play. Not blown by Cube. Looking for shove and a back, I think. Dragon secured by WE off the priority bot side, and that will be a win con in and of itself. It's a good solve. Dragon's Infernal. Okay. Onto someone with a lot of early leads. That could be very, very potent. Down 40 CS, mostly out of this laning phase. It was always going to be very, very obnoxious unless you could force a way to get summoners off. And they go on the bot side. Cream flashes away. Gonna get hit by the unspeakable horror. Throws down the gravity field. Stunned up. Goes down. No defense is quite in time. And the gravity field is not enough to keep him alive. Karras burns his own flash and TP, but does get the kill. Important there with the Malignants. Vampire. They have his own clone driven into all the Exile impact. First blood comes in at 13 minutes. That will be second dragon for WE. They want to fight this Soda Tau Esports. Maybe. They've got a TP on Cream. He can turn up in 3 seconds. Pop Blossom on the backside. Ends up on the bot lane. But they can lose Vampire for it. Culling up the 3. They lose Crispin Trade. It's a 1-4 right now. Kanavi in the back of the pit. Low. Hit for the ace in the hole. Jackie Love still here trying to trade. Can try to get the dragon. Karras still low. Into the backline goes Cream. Trying to get some kills. He's got the Hex Tech Storm going all over the place. Dragon secured by an auto from Taeyun. What on earth was that? 369 is not there. Lucian useless late game. I'm not sure that's entirely true. I think it gets harder to execute because basically in the mid game where your culling is enough to blow someone up, as true late often between redemptions and lockets and people getting enough shields and various resists to make that quite hard. If he gets to dance around fighting, he gets a lot of rotation. He still scales pretty well with items. Kanavi's is gone. Oof. Jack is going to eat a chunk as well. They'll drop Herald mid. Top Esports, we said they had to be worried about getting snowballed on. That was what WE had to do. So far, the game plan looks good. Another turret. Jackie will relentless pursuit forward, see whether he can catch someone. Couldn't quite. Navi, not a great game from him on this Skarnet. Not so far. He's one of the people who was picking it in the jungle last year before people were really, really on it. Thank frick, UP didn't eliminate this team in planes. It was close, wasn't it, Ocean Salts? What could have been? Cube eats a fair amount of damage. I think 369 just wants to take this turret, get something back on the board for Top Esports. Important turret bounty. And Fiora gets towards 1,000 or so gold lead. This is important. Feel bad for 369, yeah. He's tried, hasn't he? He's got the second item. Okay. Second item done for the Skarner. Will be a little tanky. He's only gotten 18 stacks so far. He's not that tanky. Flashes away, stays alive. Over the wall, though. Goes Karis. The Nico will after the tidal wave. Buys some time. Lost the Skarner, though. That's important with I say, Dragon spawning. No, it's not. It's 3 seconds until 3 minutes until Dragon. Quick glance up at that timer. Caught me wrong. There's still the Atakan to play over. Lot burned there to just get the jungler, though. Traps are everywhere, though. Monkey's low. I don't know whether you can still play this, actually, guys. Cream could still really threaten their Vampire. Has to be very afraid of aside from power. Gravity Field will catch out the clone. Risk still low, but enough of Enchanter here to be threatening. And actually, the 1 kill won't turn into all that much. Jackie Love gets the Ardent Blaze down. Atakan's still angry. Can be dragged into waves like this. It's kind of funny. Lucian has full gone, completing the boots. Maybe we back to the Atakan. Pathmaker goes wide for Cube. 369 looks for a lunge, can't quite find it. Trapline comes on out. They want to force this Atakan before top esports are ready. Trapline is there. Top side, picture in picture. Culling comes on down. Vampire will be forced to heal. Clone blocks it. In comes the Paranoia. They come on over to try and fight this regardless. Carrots from the flank angle. From the backline they go. Jackie Love in danger. Absolutely eviscerated. Vampire does get onto Cream, who just turned it around. Blows up that one. They've lost 2. Massive damage, and they steal away the Atakan. Cube is in, but at what end? Tayu's not helping anyone. He has to flash on out. That was the problem with the Nocturne. 2 for 2. Karis in danger. Gets the stun. It's on to Clean. Taeyun still very scary. You need to reset here, surely. Back away. Look to fight another day. Ace in the hole. Not enough to kill. Cream still has TP. Chris may have to reset. They're on to the Dragon. They don't have a smite, but 369 is around. They're going to have to give up soul off this. They got the Atakan, but couldn't keep the health bars high enough to make this truly threatening. 369 wants to come play this TP in, down to 2,000 HP. It would be a smite fight. Stunned up. Needs to get on into the back end of this one. Look to get the play. The Dragon goes down, but what about the fight afterwards? Karis low, but just turns around and murders Fiora, who chooses violence over Dragons and will die for it. Flash away, and the auto was in the air. WE gets soul. May fumble the Atakan, but the damage. Well, it was supposed to happen before the snowball got very extreme. They jump onto Jackie, and he gets popped. Into the mid lane we go, though. Flash away. Karis doesn't get the engagement he's looking for. Vampire can't find it after. Pulled back onto the turret. Big for Monkey, who will just about survive. Gets the smite slow. Hang on. How did that happen? Tippers just ran at the Lucian.
Unstoppable.
Just ran at him. Not even a flash, it's just a bear slap. Vampire goes on in. No thresholds to be found there. Be welcomed into the enemy jungle. Navi just about surviving it, but the Baron's going on down, and you've lost your bot lane. Not your mid lane. Down to 1200 HP. Karis is low. Monkey is low. Cream has got an Arcane Storm and a Dream. Kanavi is still here. 369, the back end, looking to potentially threaten. They will force WE off Baron. And with the resets coming on through, I think they go behind Taeyun, though. He's at 3 items on this Caitlyn. Youch. And Topher Strikes part 3 goes wide. Looking to stack him up again. Monkey looking for a potential Paranoia angle down here. On they go. Grand Challenge goes on down, trying to get some autos in. The fear is there, and there's just nothing to be done, and they can't threaten elsewhere on the map. And the Baron is started. Again, Cream split off. Kanavi trying to drive onto through. They're trying to chunk his Jackie. Gets a big chunk onto Karis. Down half HP. Kanavi can still look to get through the back of the pit. Very hard to keep the Skarner out. Can look to jump on through the wall. Karis threatening, driving around the back end of this. 3k HP. They might just look for the fight. Instead, the tidal wave comes across. Is taken. Vampire into the back line. Only keep Jackie Love away for a second. The Skarner Impale is onto Cube. Not the best target. They get the Disintegrate. Cream trading with Monkey and losing. It's an abysmal fight. And Cream dies as well. 3 for none. Baron and a mid lane wave that was so artfully prepared earlier. WE may have just finally broken the camel's back. The cracks that have been there all split long. The things that made you wonder, yeah, are top esports really the best team in the league? The scoreline is one thing. The occasional papered over wound will not deny the problems they've seen. They have killed Monkey, but there's still the Nexus turret under siege. And WE will be the LPL first seed from Spring. The regular season champs, the regular season MVP. How far